if you think about it, if you're familiar with Seinfeld, then you're probably aware that there are certain episodes of the show that very explicitly poke fun at Jewish tradition. Can anyone think of any? The top of their heads? There's one about the moil. Yes, there's one about the moil, the clumsy moil, right, the spastic moil, who can't get anything right, and he ends up cutting Jerry's finger at the end of trying to do the circumcision. There are others, though. Yes.
The Gabby rabbi.
Yes, the Gabby. Very well put. The Gabby rabbi. Yes, who lives in Elaine's building, and who Elaine confides in. And then she finds out that not only does he tell all of her secrets to everybody in the building and everybody in the neighborhood, but then at the end of the episode, he goes on cable television and he tells it to everybody in the city. The Florida in-laws, okay, who are very clearly Schindler's List. There's a whole episode about the propriety of necking during watching a screening of Schindler's List. That's right. Yes. Yes, the dentist who converts to Judaism, and there's a whole discussion about how long after you've converted, or first of all, is it an authentic motivation to convert in order to be able to tell Jewish jokes? And then once you have, how long do you have to wait after your conversion in order to be able to tell Jewish jokes? The other thing is that there are a lot of episodes that revolve around food. Marble rye bread. An old lady gets mugged for a loaf of marble rye bread. There's an episode that centers around babka, chocolate babka, black and white cookies. There's an episode in which kreplach is served at a Jewish singles event, and it sort of raises the specter of poisoning everybody at the Jewish singles event. There's a lot of episodes, I don't know if this is necessarily exactly, but around soup. The soup Nazi, for example. And I happen to love the soup Nazi because when I talk about the history of the deli, I do a lot with the stereotype of the hostile waiter or counterman, you know, and I always show the clip from the classic episode from Saturday Night Live in which John Belushi plays a samurai deli owner, right? So I love the soup Nazi, you know, because it sort of brings in all those associations. But then there's an episode that takes place at Mendy's restaurant in New York, in which there's a whole thing about whether soup counts as a meal, and there's a whole debate about whether if you owe somebody dinner, can you just buy them soup, and you've discharged your obligation, or if it's got to be more than that, you know. What I want to do now, up into groups.